after all that, you ran all over the court trying to defend the threes, the mixed teams, hit shots, and everything. How did you ride that adrenaline, and how are you feeling now?
Not tired. A little irritated, but not tired. We fought hard. I think in the first half we played some great basketball against the #1 team in the nation, against 6-7. And I'm proud of my teammates. I'm proud of Angel for stepping up and guarding Cardoza big in the first half. I'm proud of Aneesah for, hitting those shots. I'm proud of Michaela for keeping her poise as a freshman. Proud of Haley. She had some mishaps, but overall she hit big shots and she tried to keep us controlled. So I'm proud of everybody.
Aneesah, just coach in our post-game radio show said toughness is where you guys were lacking tonight. The ability to finish. You've been a part of a couple of different basketball teams. Now, where does this team need to grow still, and what did you prove tonight to yourselves?
I feel like we need to grow with executing offensively, but more than actually defensively before I go to offense, because all of us can score the basketball. Defensively, I've had to guard some of the top players on each team, and I feel like tonight I fell short for that defensively. So that's on me, but I feel like as a team we are coming together and we're getting to know each other, we are playing together, and this is something that we have to do better as a team.
To both players, Coach Staley was talking about how amazing the game was, the competition, the crowd, and how great it was for the game. When you play in a game like that, it goes down the wire and you just come a little bit short. What's your feeling walking away from this? Some good feelings, but obviously some bad as well.
We just got work to do. We got work to do as a team. Our coaches, me being the leader, I have work to do in those moments. I think it's just going to be continue playing together. I think we needed a game like this where we had to lead, you know what I mean, going into the half. At the end of each quarter, we gave up threes. We lost by 6, you know what I mean? So tightening up on things like that. The crowd was loud and into it, and we got to be able to communicate better. But like I said, I'm proud. That was the #1 team in the nation, stacked team, you know what I'm saying? But I just felt like we was almost there.
I would say our attention to detail and staying poised throughout the game. I feel like we had a lot of times where we let South Carolina rush us. We have to stay poised and we have to pay attention to detail.
Flaujae, Aneesah in the back. 3-point shooting that South Carolina had. What challenges specifically did that present, and how did they get open looks down the stretch in the fourth quarter?
They're a great team. They got 6-7 on the paint. They got 60% shooter from the 3, pow. They got Bree Hall, who's been playing very well from the 3, slashing, driving. Just a great all-around player that can hit, big shots and big moments like she did. They really stretched the floor for us. Our defense is, 5 people guarding the ball. It's hard to do that when you got shooters. So I think in the first half we did a great job in helping a little bit, getting Cardoza, getting back to our man. You know what I mean? We kind of executed that game plan, and down the stretch, they were tougher. They were tougher than us.
I would say ball penetration. If you have ball penetration, it's easy to kick the ball out and knock down shots, and for us to scramble defensively, and I felt like they did really good with that tonight.
For either or both the players, where did you feel Angel's absence was missed the most in the last few minutes of the game?
I would say on the boards. Defensively on the boards, just a presence in the inside, having the experience, and
Yes.
her being a senior is a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna just piggyback off that experience. That was a big hit for us going in the end. We had 4 minutes left. It's too much time. It's too much time to not have Angel Reese on the floor. So yeah, the experience. Then we had turnovers. So that's what you get.
This is for both players. ESPN brought their full crew to this game. I'm just curious, is that meaningful to you guys? Are you aware of that? Does that elevate this game even beyond playing the #1 team in the country?
I think it's great that, for women's basketball, but like me personally, I was just focused on the game. Like, focus on the game, focus on being in my team, focus on my preparation. But it is great. Look at all of y'all in here with all of y'all cameras. It's good to see, but I was just so focused on this game. Like, I wanted this one bad.
I would say with everybody being here, it's a great experience. Never experienced this before, so I'm grateful for that. And like I said, like what Flaujae said, I was really locked in on the game and just trying to come out with a win tonight.
Got time for a couple more for the players.
Ladies right here. For both of you, when they initially went down, hit a pair of free throws, and then Cardoso, I think, made a layup on the next possession to take the lead, you guys came back down, and Haley got the N1, and you guys just talk about in those moments in the last 5, 6, 7 minutes of this game that you didn't really allow them to kind of completely seize control. What was it about you guys that really just kept that fight, in those crunch time minutes there?
Not backing down throughout the game. I felt like they punched, we punched back. And with a team as good as South Carolina, you can't back down.
We competitors. We're competitors. We're not just gonna let somebody just come, you know what I'm saying? Like, we competitors, and we got dogs on the court who can score the ball at will, you know what I'm saying? But what we lacked tonight was the defensive end. We're competitors, though, down that stretch. I let Pow drive, and but we're competitors, and we compete, and we help each other, and we lift each other up, you know what I'm saying? If I slip, Aneesah got my back. If Aneesah slip, I'm trying to come help in any way that I can. So we just, that's just competing and us playing together. So hyped for Haley. She hit 2 big buckets to keep us in the game, but without Angel, we like that experience that we needed versus Cardoso.
To add with that, I would just say having each other back. That's something we've been working on all season, and we've been through a hell of a season together. So just having each other back throughout the game, on and off the basketball court.
Final question here in front.
This is for either one of you or both. Del Rosario came in, especially early in the game, provided some big minutes. Really seemed like she kind of got her confidence going too. How much did that pay off, especially when Angel went out and there were 4 minutes left in the game, and kind of knowing, hey, we've got her back here and she's already built confidence in this game?
We work with Lily every day. Hard days, tough days, some days she cry, but we want to see Lily at her best potential. And I felt like her going in there just shows how much that she's been working. Her confidence is growing, and we needed those minutes and those great possessions from Lily tonight.
Yeah, I love Lily. She came in, got that N1, got those big boards. She was really fighting with Cardoso. I tell her every day in practice, like, Lily, like, your body is an All-American, but your mind is not there yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can be a great player. Like, never limit yourself, but it's gonna come with time. Like, she's a freshman. Like, I was a freshman, and I know, like, where her head is at. Like, don't mess up. Make sure I'm here. Make sure I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, this is gonna be a big learning curve for her. It's gonna be a group if she take it and, do the right things with it. I think, she doesn't have that experience in this big game. Like, this 15,000 people in here. She can't hear us. We can't really talk to her. You know what I mean? So, I just gave her some grace with that because she's a freshman and she's learning. But I said, Lily, you gotta get mean. Like, she's a giant teddy bear. Like, I'm like, Lily, you gotta get mean.
All right, thank you, girls.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. Questions for Coach?
Coach, from your perspective, in the last couple minutes of the fourth quarter, what went wrong and how'd you fall into that hole?
Reed, let me tell you, your article in the paper today might be the best I've read in a long time. You did some research, and I appreciate it. For those of you who haven't read it, go find it. That's real journalism. He didn't give an opinion. He called people and did some work. You had to go back and you had to go look at record books too. Appreciate that, buddy. When you don't have Angel Reese on the floor the last 4 minutes of the game, it takes you out of your rhythm. It takes you out of your confidence zone. I don't think I put her back in the game too early. She fouled out with 4 minutes to go, so she would have been in there if I'd have put her in with 5 minutes to go. I thought the game came down to exactly what it usually does. It's just toughness. It's experience. That was a good basketball game. Our kids fought really hard, and the crowd was outstanding. It was a great atmosphere, and when you don't have your All-American on the floor to rebound first and to guard Cardoza as well, I thought we battled and did about as good as we could. This game comes down to possessions. At the end of the first quarter, we gave up a 3. At the end of the second quarter, we went in too early. They come down, they hit a 3. So I think Flaujae said it best, you only lost by 6, but you break it down possession by possession. I thought that when we came out in the third quarter, they were tougher than we were. The first 5 minutes, they started rebounding the ball, started taking it right at us. We didn't get to the foul line. With a team that plays as physical as they do and as tough as they do defensively, you shoot the ball 6 for 18. We had to get to the foul line, and we didn't do it. They got to the foul line more than we did.
Kim, last year after the game in Columbia, you said South Carolina was on a different level from everybody else. After this game, you feel like, obviously you feel like you have work to do, but do you feel like, yeah, you could play with them, that maybe that gap is not there this time?
What do you think? You watch the game, you can write what you want, Scott. You're setting me up, because then you have all the South Carolina people jumping on me. That was a good basketball game. There's a lot of talent on both sides. A possession here, maybe we would have won it. A possession there, maybe we would have won it. But they made the plays to win it, and it was just toughness. It was just toughness. That was good for the SEC. Two good teams battling it out.
Can you get there?
Huh?
Can you get there, where you are right now?
Can we get where?
To the championship.
Well, I don't know that. I didn't know at this time last year I was gonna win a national championship. You're asking me to look in that crystal ball. What I know is we're relevant. We're one of the top teams in the country. It was a very good game. We will get in the film room, not tomorrow, but Saturday, and get ready for Mississippi State. We'll show some of the things. How did we lose the lead? Where did we not help each other on the defensive end? There were several situations where it got to under 10 on the shot clock, and we are supposed to automatically switch at all positions, and we didn't do things like that. Was that mental fatigue? Was it not communicating? But it was on the far end because we're on defense down there, so we couldn't scream and holler at them. But there were several possessions on the defensive end where we needed to make stops, and we just didn't do it.
I think most people watching the game wouldn't say anything negative about either team. That was an amazing game, just somebody had to lose.
Jock, are you serious? Are you serious? Do you think people aren't gonna be negative on social media?
Oh, well,
Now get real.
yeah, well,
But your point is well taken.
yeah. You're a competitor, you never walk away from a game being happy with the loss, but how do you feel walking away from a game like that where the competition was so high and so many people watched it and the atmosphere was amazing and so forth?
I'm not into moral victories, never have been. We had opportunities to win this game, and we didn't. I'm extremely proud of LSU and the atmosphere and what we created here and what we have created here in 3 years now. It doesn't get any better than what you experienced tonight. And yeah, I'm sure I'll toss and turn all night. Don't know if I'll sleep much, but that's a personality deal. We'll learn from it, just like we did when we went to South Carolina last year. We'll learn from it. This is just one game. It's just one game.
Coach, I'm curious, similar question I want to ask your players. With ESPN here, do you see that as something where you're talking to them before the game and you're saying, you know what, ESPN's bringing their big crew here, that's something that I'm going to make you all aware of, and does that resonate with your players, or do you actually see it as a potential distraction?
No, I'm sure they know it. I mean, how could you not know it? But we don't discuss that. That's irrelevant. That doesn't score buckets for you or anything like that. They're just excited, they're proud, they feel like we're helping grow the game of women's basketball, and it really, on the scoreboard, this was a win for all of us. It was a win for you guys. It was a win for everybody that got to witness this tonight.
Kim, Aneesah mentioned, this team's already been through a ton in the first couple months of the year. Can you just kind of take us through just how much you've seen this team just sort of, I guess, shape itself, and how much maybe tonight and how well you guys played against arguably the top competition that there is to play, that you guys were right there nip and tuck, and you had a chance to win, and how much this can also propel you guys forward through everything that this team's been through.
And it will. I mean, it's competitors, as Flaujae said, you don't like to lose. It's just a tough pill to swallow. But there are more games to play. Are we a better team tonight and today than we were 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago? Sure we are. If you're not getting better, then you're not doing your job as coaches and as players. And we're better. We're better. I think we're one of the top teams in the country. Losing to South Carolina the way we did sent a message that we're not going away.
Hi, Kim, over here. What did you think of the team's, I guess, offensive process overall? I know you always say your team can score, you're not always worried about that end of the floor, but did you like the shots they were getting? Did you think they left some points on the floor? How would you just assess it?
I thought late in the game, we lost it on the defensive end of the floor. We got too far off of people trying to help, or we got fatigued. We're just too far off and allowed some things to happen. But, I was writing this down in the locker room afterwards, waiting to come in here. The second quarter, when they went on that 8-0 run, that might have been where you lost the game. And then you go in at half and you're only up 5. So we can break it down to the end of the game because that's what everybody remembers. But as I told you, it's only one possession and those possessions matter. I thought rebounding in the fourth quarter for South Carolina was big. I think we got out rebounded 12-4. Some of that was Angel not on the floor. But the game, a lot of times, is lost through the course of the game. And at the end of the second quarter, when they went on that 8-0 run, I thought that was big.
Got time for a couple more in here.
Kim, you mentioned the end of first quarter, end of second quarter situations where it could have held for the last shot, didn't, and they hit threes. On the whole, what did you think of your team's kind of in-game decision-making tonight?
Better, but not polished, not tough. I thought they really wanted it. I thought they really worked hard, but we just have to clean up some things, and we will.
Coach, during the second half and on the bench after the game and in the locker room, how did you see Angel react to the foul trouble and how she felt at it in the fourth quarter?
I hadn't really talked to Angel. I know that she was cramping up and asked me to call a timeout right there one time, but I'm not going to talk about fouls. I bet if Angel could do it over again, she wouldn't have been even near that 5th foul. But that's how it goes sometimes.
Finish with Corey.
Kim, I think it was earlier mid-second quarter, I took a video over the entire concourse, and people were stand up and lining up all the way around. And I don't think I saw an empty seat tonight. Just short 3 years, what's it like for you to come back here, and if you did maybe at some point get a chance to peek up tonight, just seeing the response from the Baton Rouge community, seeing the response from LSU supporters, just kind of what has this been like for you so far, and how amazing is it to see your young ladies get that level of support?
Well, when I come out before the game, I can see, and the crowd, acknowledges me walking out. I try to not acknowledge them and thank them basically for being here. When I drive to the PMAC, I see it. It makes you proud. It reminds me of what I told Holly Rowe before the game. When I had my first press conference here, I said, all I want to do is come back to this state and do something positive. Little did I know at that time we would do what we have done in such a short period of time. So now we have probably created a monster, and we have to keep feeding it. And that's the challenging and hard part. You grind and you grind and you grind, and I'm no spring chicken. How much do you keep grinding, or do you just do like Saban did and said, I've had enough, right? Because people forget how hard it is. Do y'all realize what we've done in 3 years is ridiculous? But that's what we do as competitors, as coaches, type A personalities. It's hard, and I'm forever grateful to the community, to LSU. We will just keep doing what we do.
Thank you, guys.